Hi everyone, short little video today and it's quite specific to the area that I work in. You might be able to relate it to certain things that you have got in your area, but unfortunately it's driving test related. Now these two roundabouts coming up, I've done a number of videos on them in the past, and they do cause a few people a few problems on driving test. Now, I've recently just had a chat with one of the examiners, and they told me a little piece of information that has never really occurred to me. Shouldn't really have to be like this, but from whatever direction that the examiners ask you to go on these two roundabouts on driving test at the moment, just use lane 2. Let me explain. So this is the one that I strongly don't. They're going to let that lady cross. They are now. This is the one that I strongly dig my heels in against this particular turn, because it can be done from the left lane but not on test. This was the one where my student failed a driving test for doing this particular turn in the left lane, which is totally fine. They say right second exit, straight on second exit, and you do need to stay in the right lane, because if you're heading across there, someone could be to your left hand side. And again here, I've checked and I've gone round, and I'm going to exit into the right lane as well. You could slide to the left, but there's often a bus parked and there's always parked cars here. So that one can be done from the right lane. Perfect, no problem. I'm just going to do a quick U-turn at this set of lights. I'm going to head back to the roundabouts that way. Let's just get this done. I'm just going to do a little bit of a talk through for this. If you're doing a U-turn in a situation like this, still take up the offside to offside position. I'm just saying to people with the spot that I'm in now that I was doing a right turn here. It's a question that I sometimes get asked. You still should take up that correct offside to offside position. So this is another of the turns. This is straight on at both. I would normally get my students to do this in the left lane, but the examiner said to me, get them to do it in the right. You can do it from the right, but I'm going to go through the reason why in a mo. So right lane to the right lane at the crossing, no issues. Second exit at this roundabout, and again exit into the right lane because there's always parked cars. Okay, so the examiner said to me, just get them to do it in the right lane, and it cuts down on the thought process that the students actually need whilst they're on the test. For me, that's okay, but it's not really right. I think I will still continue to get my students to maybe use the left lane when it's available, be aware of people around. For me, just saying a blanket approach, use the right lane, cuts down on the level that the student has to be at. But if you are struggling with these roundabouts, whatever direction up to now, I'm going to again go into a little bit more detail with this in a moment. Just here as well, I would let the Range Rover in the middle go first. Go on, buddy. You're all right. I'd always let the middle clear before me going in. It's like, use an analogy of this road's like a train. You wouldn't get onto the train before people have got off. Another extra one. So yeah, any instruction currently that the examiner is going to give you to do these two roundabouts, you can use the right lane. They don't do this turn that I'm going to do now, where you go straight on at the first and then left at the second, because it's a contradiction of the instruction that they give you to take that road that's out in front of us. So they won't ask you to do this one anyway on driving tests. So every single route that you can pick through those two roundabouts on driving test currently, you can use the right lane. Hopefully that makes things a little simpler. But this video is only going to be useful for a short length of time, because when the test centre manager changes, and I know the test centre manager here at Norris Green, good as gold, great working relationship. He's been really helpful for me for information over the years, never an issue. But when the test centre manager changes, when the current one maybe retires, someone else is going to come in, and the instructions and the thought process behind those two roundabouts may very well change. And that, again, for me, is one of the big problems with how it currently is. They're the only junction around here that I cannot give reasoning to my students about why we do certain things. And that's piss poor. Anyway, if they're giving you any issues, if they're giving you any problems, maybe that little extra piece of information there is going to help. But remember, it's not going to be a long-term thing. Use your common sense, use your noddle. Think about whether there's any conflict potentially with any other vehicles with what you're doing. But for now, right lane's okay. Is there anything that you have to deal with on your driving lessons, whether that be you as a student or whether that be you as a driving instructor, that's similar? Have you got to tell your students, or are you a student you've got to be told to do something that you can't give reasoning behind from your local test centre? If so, let us know in the comments. Keep safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.